insane out there with their behaviors and the lack of consideration to the reality of human beings, whether it be health, employment, economic security, just taking care and sharing. So you're insane. You don't want to do it. So that, you know, and the robbers are robbing more and more. That industrial ruling class, that elite ruling classes, they're getting richer and richer, right? But they're not. Their numbers aren't increasing. They're just getting richer, and there are more and more people having to be poor. All right, and they had this little election thing and all this rah-rah stuff, but it doesn't really mean anything, all right, because this other process of becoming the poor, becoming poorer, and more poor, becoming the new poor, becoming poor, all right, that process is on its way, and it's going to just continue the way that it is, in spite of any elections or promises. And the unfortunate part about that, the younger you are, see, then you're the ones that really have to deal with this chain. You have to deal with this chain more than my generation does, because you're younger. And they're making the chain tighter now, and it's an economic chain. Right? And so all of these things are going on, and in the end, we have to outthink them. The power of our intelligence, and how clearly and coherently we use our intelligence, because whatever is going to be done in this evolutionary thing about protecting our ways, whether as human beings, whether it's about protecting our tribe or our gender or our culture, anything that we truly are out to protect, we're going to have to outthink them. We're going to have to start thinking clearly and coherently. You know, because in the long-term thing of this, it's going to be, we'll never outfight them. It'll never ever happen. Right? Because you can't outfight them. Maybe in little skirmishes you can outfight them and make some gains here and there. But if you're talking about really outfighting them, it can't really be done, because you can't do it without becoming them. That's how this oppressor thing has evolved through the centuries, through the millennium. Right? See, so something's missing in here, and a lot of us, they programmed us to believe many things, but they never taught us to think. See, but we go back to our own ancestral culture. See, it was our responsibility to think. That, you know, was to think. They taught us to think. We were taught to think. We weren't taught to believe, we were taught to think. And that's how we understood to recognize and be able to recognize the realities that we were in, or the realities of our situations. So whatever's going to happen here, you know, because for however we head into this individual life, whether we're young or old or in between, we really need to think. We need to respect that power and that gift of intelligence, and read it and use it to think. Because if we can take the power of our intelligence and through our depressions and our fears make ourselves feel so bad, and it affects the people around us, then I think it's possible to take that same power of our intelligence and use it clearly and coherently, and create a different kind of energy that is helpful and healthful to the overall good of the individual and the community. Because that's the energy of spirit, the reality of being, is what must be put back into what's going on, because that's what they're draining, the reality of being. We can do all the programs, we can do all the stuff. See, but we keep losing ground. Maybe we gain temporary gains, but if you look evolutionarily speaking, you know, so it's about awakening the power of being, our spirit. Right, well, I think we're going to finish up with a song called One of the Colors. And you know, see, I'm just the way that I am. It's a little crazy and get a little intense and things, you know, but I'm not trying to preach to you or convert you, you know. I'm really not. See, all I got to offer is this is what I see, man, and how I think. And if it stimulates anything in your consciousness to think about, then that's what it's all about to me. You know, but